Hey, what's up, Terry? This is a quick demo video for you for your Saberforge Tyrant. This came to me, you sent it with a factory Golden Harvest install, and I'll show you that here in a second. I went ahead and took it out and put a Proffie in it. And this also had a rather small speaker. I don't think it was a 24 millimeter, although it might have been, but it did sound pretty low. So I was able to put a 28 millimeter speaker in here, so I'll show you that as well. All right, and then one last thing that we did, one change, is you had a one button setup before with a seedling module over here for charging and getting to the board. So we got rid of that, and I gave you a 2-button setup. So your front will be your power, your back here will be your auxiliary. I did change out your lit Neopixel connector. You had one I just didn't care for, so I put a Carl Chen PCB in here. And then how to get to your chassis is you want to open up a pummel. All right, so we'll open this guy up. This has your speaker. It is in a removable speaker pod, so that's fully enclosed in there. 28 millimeter Smokeless Outpost Elite. And it sounds really good. So we'll put this off to the side. When you take that off, you'll see your chassis right here. It is a tight fit. So what you want to do is grab the saber like this, cup your other hand, and go like this once or twice. You'll see it pop out, and then you can go ahead and pull it out. This saber looks large on the outside, but when it comes to the internals, that is only a 1-inch diameter, and there's not very much space to do anything. So the chassis itself is very small. All right, this is a 1-inch diameter chassis. You got your Proffie board up here. You have the stock font package on it for now, plus my own font. So, and there's also a copy of the config file on the SD card. All right. I am holding the Proffie board onto the chassis with some E6000. I don't do that very often, but on this chassis in particular, because it's so small and I had to stack it on top of the board, I did have to hold it down with some E6000. So if you pop it up in the future and put some sound fonts in it, when you put it back, you'll want to put it with some E6000. All right, so that is the underside of the board. It is just not much room at all in there, but I tried my best to make it to where you did not see any wires. You can see the coiled up spring, or the coiled up speaker wires right there, tucked into a slot. But other than that, you know, there's really no wires showing in this guy. You have a stock pogo pin connector back here, and of course that makes contact with this PCB right here. And then we're running a Smokeless Outpost Switch Pixel PCB set. So this guy makes contact with a 14-pin PCB in there. Let me see if I can shine some light in there and show you. That, of course, does not come out. There we go. So you can see it right there. All right, so that doesn't come out. What's holding that in there actually is this front switch right here. There is a whole another piece of a chassis system in here. There is a hole in that chassis that is the exact diameter of that button, and that button is a press fit into there, and it holds everything in place. All right, so that's what we got going on. We'll throw a battery in. Spring side is your negative, so if you ever get new batteries, this is a keep power battery. First of all, I would take the sticker off of it. Secondly, if you look closely at your battery, you can kind of see it in the light right there, but there is a metal strip that runs from one side all the way to the other side, right underneath that wrap. Okay, we'll want to take that metal strip and keep it outside of the chassis. I've got it riding along right outside the chassis right here, and then I gave you a kill switch right over here. So we'll come over here and we'll flip our switch. You won't hear anything because we don't have the speaker hooked up, and then we can just slide our chassis right in. All right, doesn't matter how you put it in, as long as, of course, the switch pixel side goes in first, and then we'll throw in our speaker. The speaker is what pushes the chassis up against that pin system. And when you lock everything down nice and tight, you can come over here and hit power. You got your LEDs. You should notice a big quality difference in sound. Wow, this thing is screaming. Auxiliary. And you've got twist off. I'm going to use my longer blade this time. This is set up for a full-length blade. And then I'll show you your blade retention screw. Same as last time. All right, but I just like to go over everything. You have a singular blade retention screw right there, that little grub screw. All right, so once you get your blade locked in, some good slice on Proffie. Wow. Blaster bolts just tap on the auxiliary. If you want blade lock up, hold the auxiliary button down and hit the saber. So it will be here when the saber is vertical, and then as you move it horizontal, it moves out towards the tip. If you want to change color, hold down Aux and hit power. You hear that, and now we can just twist the saber. We can go through some different colors. If we want a red, find a red, hit power. Now we've locked in that color. But very solid when it's all put together. To play your soundtrack, do a long press on the power. And then do another long press to turn it off. Just like that, right? And then we'll go into the stock font package, just tap auxiliary.
Team C. Smooth Jedi. Smooth Gray.
Nice fire blade there.
Smooth Fuzz.
Red is a good color to see your blaster bolts and then also your blade lockup. Right. Do another one. Rogue Commander. It should be a blue flame. Alright, just like that, and then we'll break it back down. So of course we'll take our blade out of here. Like I said, this is set up for a full-length blade, but you also have a copy of the config file on the SD card, so if you want to make any changes. Alright, and then we'll come over here and take our pommel off. Don't want to drop it. Again, cup your hand, or grab it with this hand, cup your other hand and do this once or twice. You know, it'll pop right out. And you can pop it out like that, and then just flip that kill switch. If you flip the kill switch, you can leave your battery in, of course. I'm going to take this out because it's my test battery. When you do that, do it from the positive side by the kill switch, and you can pop it out with your hand just like that. So, of course, this is what you have now, and this is what you had in there before. Your Golden Harvest, the chassis that was in there before, and the battery. So that was kind of crammed in there. I did ruin the speaker trying to get it out, but it was not something I thought you wanted to keep anyway. I will send this back though. So hopefully you like the way it's all packaged up for you now. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and if everything looks good to you, I'll get this out in the mail to you first thing tomorrow. Thanks.